Boris Johnson sticks by his top aide over claims that Dominic Cummings broke the lockdown rules by travelling hundreds of miles.
I think he followed the instincts of every father and every parent, and I do not mark him down for that.
But mounting calls for Mr Cummings to resign will overshadow today's cabinet discussions on lifting coronavirus restrictions.
Parents and teachers are told to prepare for the return of more pupils to schools in England from next Monday, as planned.
They are getting closer from today. Elite sports in England can have contact in training. It means the return of proper tackling.
Shall we have a look at the front page of the papers this morning?
Wonder what they're talking about.
The front pages are dominated by the growing pressure facing Boris Johnson to sack his senior advisor Dominic Cummings. What planet are they on is the headline even on the Daily Mail. The paper says Mr Cummings' actions have given every selfish person a licence to play fast and loose with public health.
The Guardian says the Prime Minister has bet his all on Mr Cummings. It claims that there is fury from Conservative MPs and experts, some of whom we will speak to on the programme this morning.
The Telegraph. He has acted responsibly, legally and with integrity is the headline on the Telegraph, quoting the Prime Minister yesterday. Some of you may have watched that press conference. But the paper says some ministers believe the story could undermine the government's lockdown strategy.
Now, the Independent's website has launched its happy list for 2020. They're asking the British public to nominate their heroes in a crisis. I expect there'll be plenty of those after the last few months. There's lots of heroes in a crisis.
There definitely will be. This is from The Guardian, actually. I mean, I think one of my biggest achievements in lockdown is to grow some lettuces.
Congratulations.
But other people are doing much more important and better things. This is about new inventors, apparently. Lockdown is giving new impetus to inventors. A week before lockdown began in March, Dane Whitehurst and his wife put the finishing touches to a room in their home in Kent that they hope would be a chill-out space for them and their 3-year-old daughter. With normal working life abruptly halted, the room was quickly filled with desks and technical equipment, and plans for relaxation were put on hold. And from this temporary prototyping facility, looking onto his garden, he began thinking about what life would be in coronavirus world, and it goes on. He's basically creating things. Lots of people spending their time. For example, this is him. He's designed a magic wallet. I mean, just brilliant things. People are really, putting their heads together and actually doing great things. So well done to all of you who are clearly spending your lockdown in a much better way than I am.
Well, everyone needs a lettuce, but often said, isn't it, the best ideas are the simple ones, and you wonder why no one's ever thought of them before. Tesco, one supermarket, of course, is going to stock white eggs on its shelves for the first time in 40 years, according to this story in The Guardian this morning. Went out of fashion back in the 1980s. They were only really used in fast food restaurants. But, of course, due to an increase in demand in the supermarkets and no demand whatsoever, really, in the fast food restaurants, there's a surplus of white egg supplies. So we're going to see white eggs back on the supermarket shelves for the first time since the 80s.
I think this is really an unusual way of saying happy birthday. Winifred Cleaver's family paid her a visit on her 100th birthday with the help of a cherry picker. That's really sweet. Her nephew Bob Beauchamp and his daughter Kate and others rented the vehicle so they could reach her flat while following strict lockdown rules. They delivered a card and balloons, there they are, look, while suspended in the sky. It's really sweet.
A further 118 people have died after testing positive with coronavirus in the UK. It's the lowest daily total since the end of March. That number includes deaths across all settings, not just in hospital. The official government figures show the total number of deaths in the UK now stands at 36,793.